Today's reading is for those who want to get married but don't have a boyfriend yet, and it's hard to meet one. We'll see how likely you are to get married in the near future. So, ask your question to the universe. The question could be, will I get married during this year? You can choose any other period for yourself. First, we'll look at what you think of yourself, how you characterize yourself. Think about how that resonates with you. You consider yourself a fairly sociable girl. You have friends with whom you like to communicate. Most likely you like to travel or to have some new experiences. Even if you spend most of your time at home and at work, you always seek new experiences at heart. And the Power card speaks of your active life position and great sexual potential. In the picture, the lion has become an obedient kitten in the hands of a pretty girl. You are a smart girl who knows how to calmly manage the situation. You know how to rejoice when successes are not only you, but also your close friends. Above the girl's head is the sign of infinity, which speaks of harmony between your mind and subconscious, between your desires and emotions. You are soft and kind at the same time. If necessary, you are able to defend your position. Let's see what people around you think of you. It's the Two of Pentacles, and I'll put out another card to see the full picture. Your entourage thinks you are a tight spot right now. This predicament is most likely money-related because of the Two of Pentacles. In the picture, you see a man standing on one leg, which indicates that he is in an unstable position. He has money in his hand, but it's not much money at all. It could also say that you take money very lightly. How much money comes to you? How much goes out? Because of this, you don't have stability in your financial situation. But your environment thinks that you are quite able to cope with the situation. You are considered a communicative person and someone who knows how to see new opportunities. In personal terms, you are also in a limbo. It seems that there are men around you, but so far none of them to build any relationship. You have not succeeded. Next, I will look at the cards, and I think we will see the reason why you are in this position. Now, let's see what you imagine family relationships to be like. Perhaps you can hardly imagine yourself in the role of a wife, a housewife. Most likely you are used to being independent, and it is difficult for you to imagine a life together with someone. Family is the daily care of your husband and children, and somewhere in the back of your mind you are even afraid of whether you can cope with it. I mean, you can do it, but you don't know if you want to. Maybe sometimes you even think you don't need it. But as the second card, the Ten of Cups, says you really want a happy family life. It is very important to you that there be happiness and harmony in your family. It happens in life that people have different family relationships. People are not always happy in the family, but nevertheless they live together. I would say that internally you are afraid that by getting married your relationship may not work out the way you would like it to. Maybe you've had a bad family experience, or you watch how others live and you don't like it. Perhaps this is holding you back from getting married. You are looking for the kind of person you would be completely happy with. It feels like you've tired yourself down and can't see a way out of the situation. You want happiness in marriage, but internally you are afraid to get together with someone. Perhaps because you have not yet met the man who would meet your ideas about him. Let's see, according to your ideas, what your partner should be like. Wow, what a powerful card! Don't be alarmed if the card is the devil. It just tells you that you want a very strong man by your side. It's a card that has very strong energy. But in what direction this energy will be focused, it is up to the individual to decide. After all, you can use a knife in many different ways. You can kill a man, or you can cut the bread. Most likely you want it to be a serious man who has some kind of social status, or a big businessman who manages people. The Devil card also speaks of very strong sexual energy, and since you also have a strong sexual energy, the Power card, which is your characteristic, this is important to you in your man as well. The Chariot indicates that you see your man as a courageous and determined man, a man who knows how to take responsibility and makes decisions. You see a man who wouldn't be satisfied with an ordinary routine life. This person should always strive for something new, always evolving. This is the kind of person you are interested in. The Four of Swords usually tells you to stop and think about the situation. So, in this case, it's saying that while you want to see a very strong, determined and energetic person around you, you also want him to have calmness. So, he was able to restrain his impulses. You want him to be able to think calmly about different life situations. Well, let's see what can contribute to your meeting with your independent partner. Let's try to determine the place where you can meet your man. I have the Ace of Swords down. It could be about some difficult situation you are facing. It could be something to do with some kind of documents. The crown on the arcana symbolizes authority, the law. Perhaps by some coincidence you will find yourself in an unpleasant situation. The situation could be any. Perhaps you will simply break the traffic rules and thus find yourself in a situation related to the law. It is also possible that it won't be a difficult situation, but you will simply be drawing up some paper and need someone's help with that. The Nine of Swords suggests that you will be worried about it. However, I want to tell you right away that you don't need to be upset. The brightly colored blanket in the picture speaks to this. Worrying about this card is usually empty. You have nothing to worry about. You are going to be fine. And then you have the Knight of Wands. He is a very nice young man. He is a noble, cheerful optimist who is in love and companionship. He is usually easy to get along with. This type of person is described as the soul of the company. He is generous, noble, generous, a good friend. He has no meanness. This knight knows how to love and beautifully woo. He is capable of grand gestures. This is the kind of man you can meet when you are in some difficult situation for you. So be sure to pay attention to this. Maybe this man will help you in some way, or maybe he will be somewhere nearby. Pay attention to the man in the vicinity. Perhaps this is the man you can later marry. Let's see what you need to do if you want to get married. The blindfolded girl falls out again, with her arms still crossed over her chest. This indicates that you have taken a passive position. You are not doing anything. Some negative thoughts and feelings are holding you back. The water in the background symbolizes emotions, fears, and worries. You have almost lost hope of meeting your man. You are upset and don't know what to do. However, you don't need to escalate the situation. There is no such thing as a hopeless situation, and as the cards have shown, you have a good chance to meet your man. To do this, you need to get rid of the past. You will need to get rid of it, both physically and energetically. This is what the Death card is talking about. This card is also talking about the transition from the old life to the new life. The sun is shining ahead of you. It's lighting the way to your dreams. However, as long as something is holding you back, it will be difficult for you to reach your dream. If you are stuck in a past relationship that only taught you, then get rid of them. If you are not in a relationship now, then you need to urgently get rid of your negative thoughts and attitudes. This is usually more difficult than getting rid of something physically. But nevertheless, it must be done. Maybe you need to talk to a psychologist or just try to understand yourself. Imagine that there are many decent men in the world with whom you could be happy, and many of them would be happy to see you near them. You are a smart, outgoing, and sexy girl. The Magician card suggests that you can control your own life. The Magician is found in many books, movies, and stories. He can spend his whole life beating certain problems, studying something, looking for it, and not giving up. This suggests that you shouldn't give up either. Above the head of the magician, as above the head of the girl on the card of power, is the sign of infinity. I remind you that this sign speaks of harmony between your conscious and subconscious, between your desires and emotions. It suggests that you need to bring these feelings into harmony. For example, when you have a desire to marry, but your emotions are negative, you are worried, upset, believe that there are no worthy men. There is an imbalance. So you need to readjust your emotions. Interact with different men. Be fun and interesting to them. When you receive compliments from them, focus your attention on that. Say to yourself, "Men like me, I'm a wonderful girl. There are many worthy men in the world who want to be with me." These attitudes will enter your subconscious mind. The universe will hear your message, and you will definitely meet your man. By the way, when a magician card is rolled for girls, it also speaks of suitors. So, when you follow the advice of the cards, you are sure to have admirers. Let's see if there are any obstacles that may hinder your marriage. As you can see, the Hierophant blesses two people. In the love calculations for women, the Hierophant can point to marriage and marriage ceremony. So, dear girls, you don't have any obstacles for marriage, and even on the contrary, you have the blessing of higher forces. Everything should work out in the best possible way. The Hierophant has long been considered one of the guardian angels in the tarot, providing a favorable outcome in matter of friendship, business, or love relations. Let's see what other advice the cards give you and whether you can get married in the time period you specify. Now, think again about the period in which you would like to get married. For example, 3 months, 6 months, a year. The Judgment card, first of all, speaks of a life crisis. You need to survive this crisis and move to another level. You might say that you need to be reborn for your own good. The Judgment card may say that your eyes will open and you will see the man of your destiny in some man. Remember when you had the blindfolded girl fall out twice? Well, the Judgment card says you can take off that blindfold and look at the world with your eyes open. Look closely at the other two cards. There are the Hermit card and the Star card. I pulled the Hermit card out of the deck first and then the Star card. This may say that you need to spend some time alone now to work with your inner world. That's what will help you get to the next level of your life. And then your wish will come true. That's what the Star card says. In a love reading, the Star card suggests that any encounters you have during that period are meant to be faithful, and marriages that take place during this period will be strong. So, everything says about the likelihood that you will get married in the period you are riddled with. All three of these cards are singular arcana, and these arcana always point to important fateful events in a personal life. You are a wonderful girl, self-sufficient, communicative, and interesting. The cards say that you have admirers. You need to get rid of some of your negative thoughts and experiences. You need to balance your desires and emotions. The cards Knight of Wands, Magician, speak of the presence of men in your life. They are bound to appear in your life, and they are very interesting men whom you should pay attention to. The Hierophant card indicates that the universe is blessing you to marriage. All of the major cards in the picture are very positive. I always want to tell you that the appearance of the card Judgment, Hermit, and Star at the same time may carry the following information. The very notion of judgment says that as a result of judgment, a person gets what he or she deserves. In this case, it suggests that the likelihood of your getting married in the time frame you determine will be up to you. A hermit is a single man, a person who is in business and in life prefers to be alone. And the Star speaks of a person who loves communication, loves to be the center of attention. So, whether you will get married or not will depend on which of these images you will choose for yourself. If you withdraw into yourself as a recluse, then you are unlikely to get married within these terms. But if you will actively communicate, attend various events, meet men, be a cheerful, attractive, and interesting girl, you will definitely get married. So, dear girls, what can be said about your situation in general? You have a very high probability of getting married in the period you have envisioned. I hope this information was very useful to you. Subscribe to my channel. Please write your opinion in the comments. Your feedback is very important to me. I am happy to communicate with you. I wish you all your wishes come true. May everything work out in the best way for you. See you later.